Good morning, everyone. Thank you for registering for IIC Impact Lecture Series.
Good morning, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, which is located in Rajamahendravaram, Andhra Pradesh, affiliated to prestigious Andhra University, and it is approved by AICTE PCI New Delhi. VIPS established IIC in the year 2019, organizing activities as per the MHRD calendar activities. We are backing for a couple years from the establishment. It is organizing eight lecture series from MIC, IIC, and on this proud moment, I request our principal, Dr. G. Sumlata ma'am, to address the gathering.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Very good morning, one and all, and welcome to this IIC Institute Innovative Council Impact Lecture Series 1, which is going to organized by Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Rajahmundry. At the outset, I would like to thank the management for providing such an opportunity to all the young budding pharmacists and researchers. So Dr. T.V. Narayana sir, who is a director of this Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, as well he is the president of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Mumbai. And I'd like to convey my thanks to Dr. Bharat Vikas, who is the secretary of this Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, for encouraging us to conduct such type of series in our college. And actually, in spite of their busy schedule, the today's speakers, Mr. V. Satish Kumar and Dr. K. Rajarajeshwari, thank you for giving your valuable time and going to enlighten our students in this topics. At this juncture, we must appreciate our IIC convener, Dr. D. Sri Lakshmi, who has taken an active part for organizing coordinators who have organized and who have planned in such a way and identified the speakers and circulated this to all the students and staff members and who did and made it today happen, this impact lecture series. Thank you, Pranita and Aruna, for your efforts. And regarding this today's session, how to become an entrepreneur. So a new unique idea. As well, this Mr. Satish, I know him very well. So like him, he is chosen a topic like a unique idea to become an entrepreneur. So maybe he might be sharing his experiences. So as he become an entrepreneur with an unique idea, and nowadays he is a very famous. So in especially pharmacy sector, so he is addressing all the students and the people who are going to settle in their career. And nowadays I observed he is giving interviews in television also and various media. And I wish you all the best, Mr. Satish, in your
so much,
future endeavors. And I extend my thanks to Dr. K. Rajarajeshwari. Ma'am is working from the Department of Pharmaceutics, Pullareddy College of Pharmacy, Hyderabad. Ma'am, thank you very much for choosing need of our topic like regulatory strategies to overcome commonly observed deficiencies in clinical trials. Those people and students who are interested in research, so they can acquire more amount of knowledge by her presentation in this today's session. Without taking much of all the delegates' time and speakers' time, I'd like to hand over to Pranita to proceed for further things. Once again, I welcome you all the speakers and staff members of Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and teaching colleagues of other colleges, and also my dear students. A hearty welcome to all of you for this Impact Lecture Series. All the best. Over to Pranita.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the warm welcome address. Now I request IIC convener and our vice principal, Dr. D. Srilakshmi, ma'am, to invite the speaker of first session.
Ma'am, you are speaking on mute. Yeah, thank you.
Now, can you audible?
Yes.
A very good morning to one and all. I take the privilege of welcoming Mr. Satish Kumar V from Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Mr. Satish Kumar, a regulatory and clinical research professional with 10 years of experience in medical devices, clinical data management, pharmacovigilance, and regulatory affairs. He has a vast working experience from 2012 onwards. He worked in Granules India Limited and Paraxil and Client Limited and Mahindra Tech Mahindra and CliniChoice. And from 2022 onwards, he himself has become a unique person and a person with sound knowledge. By getting all this experience, he came into existence as an entrepreneur. So now he is the founder and CEO of the Clinoxy Solutions Private Limited. So here we have to take the positive thought from him that starting his career as a learner of production, now he has become an entrepreneur and he himself is having his own company, and furthermore he is creating job profiles for many of the pharmacy professionals. So that is a very good thought from his side, and all the best for your future enrollments, and welcome to the webinar, sir. Now we are requesting you to start your webinar. Welcome, sir.
Thanks a lot for your welcome. I'm going to share the
Yes.
screen.
Sir, you can, yes, sir, you can start with your presentation, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, you can see my screen, right, everyone?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yeah, thanks a lot. First of all, a warm welcome to everyone. Good morning. Special thanks to Dr. T.V. Narayana sir, Director of Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and Dr. G. Sumalata ma'am, IIC President and Principal of Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and Dr. D. Srilakshmi ma'am, IIC Convener and Vice Principal of Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Thanks for giving me this wonderful opportunity to interact with the session. Thanks for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Along with the Clinoxy, we are representing our institution along with Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Institutions Innovation Council.
Excuse me, sir.
Once again, thank you. Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption, sir. Your voice is not clear, sir.
Not clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay, ma'am, now?
Yeah, now it is audible, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks once again.
Thank you.
Yeah. As we know, today I'm going to take you guys towards how to define a topic, a unique idea from Satish Kumar Vemavarapu. And myself Satish Kumar Vemavarapu. I completed my master's in pharmacy in 2014. I'm the founder and CEO of Clinoxy Solutions. I'm having 10 years of experience in clinical research domains, and I do have certification from TUSUD notified body from Germany, and MBR certification from Clinic GmbH from Switzerland. I'm certified from Germany, and I do have a certificate from Visual Presentation Guru from Vismes. And till date, through Clinoxy, I trained personally 600 plus students in different domains of pharmacovigilance, clinical research, clinical data management, regulatory affairs, and medical writing, and given career guidance to 1,000 plus students, and given 60 plus online and offline career guidance sessions in colleges and the universities. Thank you. Yeah, today our agenda on this, we are going to discuss each other about and a team and the leadership skill set, complexities and troubleshooting activities in professional and the success parameters, a theory of I have a problem and the solution, research capabilities, and by end of the session we do have a questions and answers discussion where you can raise your doubts, concerns, and everything. I'm the one who can handle all the things. And thank you. And without wasting my time and your time, we can go to this session. Yeah. What is entrepreneurship? I can say entrepreneurship and the group of people can combine together, have an idea. Got it? That can be it will give a personal impact and the professional impact and the business impact. So it's involving in different type of risks associated with. It involves and a different type of positive things as well. So when we are planning to introduce a product into the market, so we are going to visualize our thoughts. Yes, I'm going to start a new business. I want to make myself as an entrepreneur, or I want to introduce one product or a process, an organization, or in a company or anything into the market. That visualization is very important. So all these things mixed together, we can come up with an entrepreneurship of one particular thing. Either it will be a product, either it will be a process thing, either it will be a software medium or an organization or in a company. So with my experience, I can say in this session, I always come up with a real-time exposure with my experience. I do believe in experience talk. I won't believe in opinion. I used to collect the opinions from various people and from the different domains, then I can make it as an experience. That is my success story in the tenure of 10 years. So when we are planning to start a new business or an organization, you should have a social impact. You should have a keen idea on social impact, how it is affecting, whether we can get the actual advantage from our end to the society or not. The always and the final thing, the profit and the success and the result, and how the quality of product is working out in the society. So that we need to visualize, that we need to plan for it, that we need to design it. So all these plans and the executions will make you towards reaching your goals. That is the thing behind in the entrepreneurship. This is not a, it's not a big deal. The person who is having very good experience and the experienced knowledge and the learning capability, can anyone become an entrepreneur? There is no doubt in that. So what are the qualities we should improve in that? I said, say, instead of making yourself an entrepreneur, make yourself an innovator. Okay, I would say an innovator. Innovator can create a new opportunity for the people. It's not for the own. I myself created the opportunity for everyone. By that, my experience and my learnings, anyone can be benefited. So always make yourself as an innovator. So innovator becomes easily an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs may fails in innovation of new things. So first, make yourself as an innovator. So always think about the innovative products, innovative ideas. So you will create new opportunity for others, not for you first. Okay. So visualization, designing, ideation, planning, and finally execution. Okay. Then usually, what is goal setup? what we think about the goal setup. So in goal setup, everyone will plan for, I want to achieve a certain thing of goal in my career. Otherwise, you can say, as a student level, at college level, what do you think? I want to get an opportunity in top MNC company. Many people will think like that. Once they join in the organization, they used to put a goal like, I want to become a manager, or I want to become a team lead. I want to become top performing and employee at my workplace. So these all are things are your ideology. Got it? Your ideology. These things are your designs. These things are your plans. Then where is execution? Where is execution? So the execution is failing nowadays. So always, many people will think like that. As I said previously, I want to achieve something. I want to make self to the role model to the society. So I want to build a new house to my family. Like that, everyone will put a goal. How many of people we are working towards that particular goal? That is very important thing. Got it? So target or objective towards your goal is very important. What you are going to achieve, what you are targeting, that is important. Either it will be in your studies or in your professional career related to your job, or related to your personal career or your professional career. Everything will be inter and correlated with a goal. So goal leads you guys towards your professional and personal success. So always result oriented. So obviously, what is the result? With my tenure, 10 year of experience, I can say what is the result oriented. I can say the first thing is a learning. Only the thing is learning. I always utilize every second of my personal life into a learning. That is the thing. That should be a result. When you are learning new concepts, when you are putting your thoughts to reality, for sure, that will be leads to a result-oriented thought. Got it? So result-oriented. What is a result? So achieving your goals, reaching your target, making yourself towards a society as a successful person is a result-oriented goal setup. So personal and organization goals. Usually, after getting an opportunity in the organization, everyone, nearly 70 to 80% of people will think their self only. I want to build my career. I want to learn more things. I want to work together with the team. I want to correlate with the other team members. So this is not the way. What I learned, it should be related to your personal and organizational goals. When you are working towards a goal with the organization, for sure you have bright future. Obviously. So kindly work for the organization we are working. If the organization is not good and not growing, where is our personal growth? Just think. So always think about and the prioritizing organizational goals. Organization in the sense where you are working, where you are studying, where you are. It's not only the company or your family or your college. So personal goals is a secondary thing. Organizational goals is the primary thing. When you are achieving, when you are planning for the organizational goal, obviously 101% you will reach your personal goals. So market analysis. Many people, I want to become like this. I want to set up like this. I want to achieve like this. Then how much amount of knowledge you have? Do you have innovative skill set that is associated with the market? What's the trending technologies are going in the market? Do you know? Do you have expert support and their experiences assistants? Really, just think. Usually, when we are in college level, okay, usually we are stick towards education, right? So my vision is to all these things. Every student should know about college level. So these things are very important, man. These things are very important. You got 19 marks out of 100. You got 90 marks of 100. It's a part. But how much of your thinking and ability, so your innovative thoughts, how much it is aligned with the market is important thing. That is called market analysis. Market in the sense, what the things are going outside, apart from your circle. It means not your college or your city or your town or your family. No, what the things are going on outside, what is the new technologies are there, what is the methods are there, what is the process are there, how many companies are there, how we need to cope up with all the things. So this is called a market analysis. Expert support. Obviously, expert support is very, very important. Everyone will think like, I want to do like this. I want to make self like this. I want to start like this. So obviously, everyone having plan. So to have a plan, an expert support is required. Who already achieved, who already having a sufficient amount of experienced levels candidate, they will support you and guide you. So experience support is very, very important. Okay. Yeah. Next. Usually everyone think success. Success. What do you mean by success? What do you mean by success? If you got an 1 lakh rupees or 1 crore or 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs, is it the success? Is it the only success we do have? That is the only thing? You are putting a barrier to your success? No, that's not the way. It's not related to your financial stuff. It's not related to your personal stuff. Success, how we are supporting and guiding others, how we are teaching others, how much the society is utilizing you. That is a success. That I feel personally. Okay, see, kindly don't sit apart. Make something new. Okay, make something new. You have to learn new things. You have to approach many people. You can approach your teachers, your lecturers, your seniors. We do have a lot of electronic medium which supports you to learn many things. Got it? So we do have sufficient amount of resource, but we are failing in using that resource. So when you are using a particular resource, you will be succeeding in your life. The ultimate goal is learning. That's it. If you have learning capabilities, you will succeed in your life. That requires more efforts. That requires attention. And you do have more efforts. You have good attention to learn. You got vast number of subject, vast knowledge, but you are fails in putting in real time. Got it? You are not executing that. Completely fail. That is the only reason. You can compare the successful people and the failure people. You can compare now. You can visualize who are there. Got it? So I do have a plan. I do have a design, but I can't able to execute that. Got it? So more efforts are required. Attention should be there. So real-time execution is very, very important. Okay? Yes. Team efforts and leadership. So I can say if you are going to plan or you are going to execute new things. So as I told you previously, expert support and guidance should be there. That is very, very important. And it should have a proper team. Got it? So how you are, ideology are there, how our ideology is there, how our plan design is there, how many members of your team you are working collaboratively and successfully. So that is very important. It's not only related to the one organization. I'm not only relating only one particular stream or one ideology. It's related to everything. It's like in a college, okay, or an organization where you are working, okay, and in your family, how you are leading entire your family. That completely personal things and professional things, right? So team in your organization along with you, it plays a crucial role in the business success and the leadership skill set. So through Clinoxy, I can say integrity, positive attitude, solid communication, learning, facility, developing others. So these things, if you are following, if your day starts with these 5 steps and the 5 points, for sure you will reach your goal, you will succeed in your professional career. You should be very honest to everyone. You should be very honest. You should be ready to explain new things. You should be ready to learn new things. Always. Output, input. That is integrity talks about. Positive attitude. When I used to see many people, not only current situation, during my tenure of 7 organization, I have seen many people, man. I have seen many people, different managers, different associate managers, different team leads, and different teammates, and different team people. Yes, I worked as a senior team lead. I seen many people. So many people always thinks about the mistakes. Why we need to think about the mistake always? Why we need to think about the complexity? Make it simple. Make it very crisp. Mistake is common. How we are dealing the particular mistake is important thing. That comes with a positive attitude. That comes with your confidence levels. When confidence levels will come, learning capability. When learning capability will come, a vision. A vision is important to succeed in your life. That is very important thing. I want to become like this. That is your vision. Yes, to become like that, what you are going to do, that is your plan. You are executing that plan, that is the execution. You are putting in real time. So solid communicator. Solid communicator in the sense is not like English, Telugu, Hindi. It's communication in the sense it's not like solid communicator. In my personal experience, I can say, as I told you, I won't waste 1 minute of time. Even though when I sit with the people, okay, even the security guard also at my organization, I used to start a conversation. Even though when I'm traveling in car, when I'm traveling in bus, when I'm traveling in auto, the people who sits around me, I used to start a communication. I can exchange my thoughts. I can learn something. I can get something. Got it? That is a solid communicator. The person who is having a solid communication, there is no doubt you will achieve your goals. It's not only related to the entrepreneurship. Everything in your professional and personal career. Developing others. Yes, I learned something. I achieved something. I do have lots of money. I do have many things. Got it? I do have more number of people. I do have lots of assets. Then what is use, man? What is use? Nothing. With my experience, that is nothing. Nothing to the society. What you are doing to the society with your knowledge, what you are doing to the society with your expertise levels, what you are doing with your ideology to the society, and what the society is benefiting from your end, that is very important thing. So try to think about a society and the people who are around you instead of thinking about ourselves. That is one of the success mantra of my life. Okay, yeah. As a leader, you have to look forward. You have to think about where the organization is going. So always everyone, when they are working in a process flow, they used to continue the same process. Many people I can see, okay, these all are very a real-time experience I'm saying to people, okay. This is not like an opinion. I didn't learn from any Google or YouTube or someone. No, it's my complete an experience I'm telling you. As a leader, you always look forward. Sir, in a team, I'm working. Sir. Then how can I become a leader? Leader skill set is the first thing is learning, sharing, approaching, communicating. Then you will become a leader. Always think about the forward. Kindly don't think about back and all. Always think about the forward. And where you are working, organization, how it is. To grow the organization, what we are doing. To grow the organization, what we are doing. To pass you guys and clear your examinations, to get good marks. How our lecturers are doing at our college level. That is the one best example, a leader quality. Those are always, every minute, every second, they used to think about every student in the class. Am I right? More than your parent. So that is the leader quality. A leader can think about the people who around him or her. So make yourself think about lot of things around you that makes you towards success. This is the leadership qualities. So one real time example I'm saying you, when I'm working in Parexel, one instance, one team member came to me and asked me, right, one question regarding different domain. Usually I don't have that particular expertise levels. So what is my approach in that as a leader? What is my approach in that a normal employee? If I am the employee, I can say, sir, I don't have any knowledge, sir. So that is an employee, a basic employee can answer. A leader, what can answer? Please, give me 1 minute of time. I will check and let you know. That is a leadership quality. Got it? Instead of living without addressing the particular question and the people, okay, you have to give a proper addressing. That is a leadership skill set. Okay. Yeah. Next, complexities and troubleshooting. So usually in every organization, in every process, complexities are common. Got it? Why complexity will come? Without the knowledge, poor expertise levels, poor planning, and the person or the team or the organization having poor knowledge towards the success criteria of the particular vision. What is your scope first? What you are going to do? Your organization is what you are going to do too. And with your experience, what you are going to do. That is the scope. Am I right? In your college, you are studying. What is the scope? The ultimate goal, you have to pass with very good mark, right? So that is the scope. After that, what is your scope again? To get an opportunity in the organization. After the scope, after getting the a particular job, your scope will be learning. Then you want to start a work, or you want to get a good opportunity in another organization. The scope is always increasing. The scope is always innovating. The scope is always developing. So, during the period of scope exchanging and developing, complexities are common. Complexities are common. The person who is the complexity and having good troubleshooting skill set, for sure, the organization will grow. There is nothing, when the complexity, the process is not working perfectly. Okay, or we given a project to the team, one set of team members. Okay, they can't able to do that within a specified timelines. We are failing in submitting and sharing that particular documents or the project to the client. We are failing in that. Everyone will say that we are failing. What here it is? Why it's happened? What is the root cause? Why it's happened? What is the reason behind this? What, why, how, when? These are the things. Very shorter period of time, we can troubleshoot every complexity. I personally troubleshooted many complexities. I can proudly say that. Really. So I'm the person like everything, and I can check everything in a very clear and transparent level. So the confidence levels, how we are going to make ourselves towards the team members, if any complexity is there, if any problem is there, if we reach that candidate, that will be troubleshooted. That level of much knowledge is required. That level of research ability is required. That level of analyzation is required. One problem is there. Yes, problem. No. Always, every problem have a particular resolution and the solution. You have to find it. That is the only difference, right? You and me and others. That is the only difference. Many people will tell problem. It's not the problem. It's not the complexity. How you are dealing with the complexity, how you are dealing with the problem is the skill set, man. So you have to identify. You have to analyze. You have to validate. You have to resolve. Why it is happened, when it is happened, where it is happened, how it is happened. Then validate. Then resolve. So once you clearly and perfectly resolve, it won't come again. That is the thing. Many people fails in this logic. They used to identify the problem during the process. They will resolve within short period of time. With my experience, I can say I would take some more amount of time. I can resolve the issue. It won't come and reappear again. That is for sure. So that is called action towards the complexities and troubleshooting. So everyone think, this is the problem, this is the problem. Please don't talk about the problem and the negative things. Always come up with a positive attitude, what I suggested in previous slides. So share the success, not the failure. If you give some boost towards others, they may grow, right? So that is one of my success mantra. Yeah. Failure and success. So I can say in every college level presentations and interactions, failure is an event. Many people will think like that it's like a larger and the complexity situation in our life. It's not. Obviously, it's not. Obviously, 100% it's not. Failure is like an event. It's like a movie. By 10 o'clock, if you go movie, it will end up with by 2:30. If you go for party, it will end up with in 1 day or 2 days. So it's like a failure is an event. It's not a permanent thing, right? When you are thinking like that towards a failure, you will achieve your success. Otherwise, it is more complex. Otherwise, it becomes more complex. So success and the failures both are not permanent in our life, I can say. Okay, once you get a failure, the success will follow you. There is no doubt in that. Once you succeed in your life, if you are proceeding with the quality, success will continue. If you took back step, again the process will continue. Got it? Again, failure will continue. So once you achieve a desired goal, once you plan for something, once you succeeded in your life, you have to continue the same. You have to improve. That's it. So then you will succeed in your life. You will go like anything. So as picture indicates here, usually many people will think like that. Only one barrier we do have to achieve that particular goal. Is it really? No, right? To cross and to reach 1 kilometer of distance, how many signals we do have? How many turns we do have? See, just imagine how many vehicles will comes with you. Like that in our professional career or in personal career, many obstacles will come. How we are dealing with that? Got it? How we are resolving that? That is the matter, right? That is the matter. That is the only difference, right? That is the only difference. So failure and the success both are an events in your life, especially failure. If you succeed in your life, if you are continuing the quality, success will continue. Okay? Yeah. When failure and successes will directly and indirectly affect your reaching a particular goal. Okay? Yeah. Next. A theory of I have a problem and a solution. Yeah, even as I joined as a associate in pharmacovigilance in the year of 2014 in Paragel International, which is located in Hyderabad. Really, I can say from day one only, I just put my thoughts in real time. Okay, and where I found any criticality, where I found any procedure marks, where I found any process flow interruptions, I used to come up with my ideology. Not a matter where when they are taking or when they are accepting or not, when the team members are accepting, when the manager is accepting or not. No, it's not a matter. But how much you are come up with your own solution, that is the important thing. This is one of my principle in my life. Yes, I do have problem, but yes, I do have solution as well. So that much of knowledge you do have. When it comes, it will comes with a learning. Obviously, learning. There is no other mantra. There is no other keyword in your a professional career or a personal career. So problem solving, usually group of people will be there. You can say, I can give you a real-time example, and 10 people will be there in the team, and a problem occurs, like a system is not working properly, or document is not responding to the particular data entry and all. So usually the common man, what they will think, yeah, let system will do sometime, and let will give some time. After 15 minutes or 20 minutes, they will rectify it and it will work. Okay, let them. So few people will think like that. Few people will think, okay, we will approach the senior people and we will take the expert decision and we will approach some others. Okay, the person who is having a skill set of their own vision, they can have the solution. They used to troubleshoot their own. They used to troubleshoot their own because they are having that capability. They are having that capability. Problems, everyone, right? In our personal life, professional life, in our academics, everyone have a problem. It will be in different corners of our life. How we are defeating that is a different matter, right? That is a different thing in between the people, right? So always I am suggesting you guys, if you have a problem, kindly find the solution your own. That is the thing you have to do. Okay, and I want to share a few personal experiences. And as I told you, I always look for the solution of my problem instead of waiting for the help from the others. First, I need to do what you are doing, right? First, that is the thing. Do your thing. What you are going to do, you do your thing. Whether it is positive result or a negative result, that is a different and secondary thought. Please leave it about that. But what you are approach towards that particular problem is important thing, right? Then stop identifying issues, start resolving. Usually, once we identify an issue, we always think about the issue. Then who will resolve it, man? Who will resolve? You have to make yourself, you are the one who resolve the issue. Got it? Next, think a problem is a minor cause. It means either it is a problem or a negative impact or complexity or anything. It's always a minor one. You have to think that. You should put in your brain, yes, that is a minor thing. I can resolve it. I can clear it. I can troubleshoot it. Kindly don't think a problem is a complex one. You can't be able to resolve. Experts overview. Once you're done with your solution, once you're done with your opinion, you can go and approach them. You can go and approach them. Sir, this is my problem. In our team, we are facing here. In our plan, we are facing this issue. And we do have this solution. Can we go ahead with this? Can we follow this? Is it the right thing? Is it the correct one? Then the experts will tell you, yes, appreciating your efforts. This should be like this. You have to modify like this. This is a very good one. Like this, they will give an overview and suggestions. You don't have any plan. You don't have any design. You don't have any solution. You have nothing. What they will do? Nothing, right? You have to come up with your own somewhat. Then everyone will approach you and appreciate you towards your problem solving skill set. So this is my word. Okay, this is my principle. I have a problem and the solution. So this is the only principle makes me to start ground level work, to start Linux solutions in the year of 2017. This is the hard work of 3.5 years. This is the hard work of 3.5 years. It's not only a 1 day effort or 2 day efforts or 1 week effort. So always we do have a proper research and groundwork for this, planting all these things, making all these things to the reality. I completed nearly 5 pages books, 5 white pages books. This is the real-time experiences I'm sharing you guys. It's not like a session to tell you guys something, I learned something, or I read from somewhere, I taken from someone. No, I'm giving you my real-time experiences. So always come up with your own research ability. Ground level work is very, very, very important. Am I right? Ground level work. What do you mean by ground level work? I can say in your thoughts. For example, if you are planning to buy a mobile, it will cost around 20,000, 15,000 or 10,000. Then what is our ground level work? You know everything, right? We used to approach the candidates who are already using that. What is the camera? What is the screen size? What is the battery life? Okay, what is the response rate? Okay, all these things we used to do. Just think, a normal and simple mobile phone to buy, we are doing a ground level, right? Ground level work. How much amount of ground level work you do? And I also do, right? It will take more number of days. Then only I confirm, yes, that mobile is very good. This laptop is very good. Yes, this book is very good. Yes, this is very good. So like that we will plan, right? Then why can't we go for our ground level work for our professional career and personal growth? Why? Why not? So that comes with a guidance. Okay, that comes with a support. That comes with a reality vision in the market. Got it? Everyone will do. I want to become a manager. As I told you previously, I want to get a job. So what you are doing for that, that is very important. That is called research capability and ground level work. If your ground level work is very good and strong, for sure you will achieve your personal goals and organizational goals and professional goals. Next, I told you previously, such capability. What is the newer technologies are outside? It is impacting. If you are introducing one new product into the market, what is behind this? So that is an important thing. Market association, market trends, market innovations. So, for example, you can say a real-time example. I think you heard about the ambassador car, right? Ambassador. So last 10 years, 15 years experience, I mean, years back, usually Government of India give an ambassador to eminent personalities through government. So where is ambassador now? Where is ambassador? So there is ambassador, right? Everyone is thinking about Skoda, some other cars, right? Baleno or Creta. Then why? What is the reason behind this? So there is no market alignment. There is no new approach. There is no innovation. The employee of the ambassador reached a CEO of the ambassador telling that, sir, many cars are coming in future. Many cars are coming in. They are having excellent AC features and the steering features, screen features, seatability, and they are obeyed. They are rejected. No, ambassador having very good reputation and the good name in the market. We can survive, man. Not an issue. So it's like a listening skill. They didn't listen properly towards the employee. They didn't give an importance to the employee suggestion. So where is not ambassador? So always new approach is very, very important. What is the innovation? What is the trends are going on? New things into the market. So those all are, you need to make it possible. If you are planning to start your own, anything else, okay, that is already existed in the market, then what you are giving a new, what is your innovative service? What is the extra service you are offering from others? What is your team? What is your process? How you are approaching? All these are completely interrelated to market research. That is very, very, very important. The nowadays the market is completely competency, right? Everyone is planning to start their own, or they're planning to start their organizations, and they're going to start their businesses. What is the impact? What is the differentiation between the people and the entrepreneurs? That is the important thing. So yeah, that's all about the session. I hope it will help you guys. I think so. And now it's your time to shoot your questions, doubts, and concerns. Come on. Anyone? Yeah, please, you can come up with your questions. Not an issue, because the theme of this session is to know something. Okay, that is the only reason this session are conducting from Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Okay, that is the only reason, to know about the things, how we need to build our career towards the entrepreneurship. What is the things we need to follow? So come on, please, you can ask your questions in English, in Telugu, you can ask. Come on.
Request the participants to drop your questions in the chat box.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, please, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the class and session.
Thank you.
So, I saw your sessions in YouTube, sir. So,
Oh.
are you giving any training courses or classes, sir?
Yeah, through Clinoxy we are giving that. Yeah, through Clinoxy we are offering clinical research oriented training for all the BPharm and pharmacy candidates. Yeah,
Thank
yeah. You do have any questions related to our session? Anything else? Anyone?
I think there are no questions posted by the students yet.
Okay, fine.
So now I request Dr. D. Sastry sir, Head of Regulatory Affairs Department, to convey his vote of thanks for this session.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Vishnu, I can hear you. Yes.
Yes, sir. I'm in my internship period, sir. Just completed my 5th year family. I have a question, not related to what you said up to now. It's not related to what you said up to now. My question is, can you hear me, sir? Hello.
Yes, please. I can hear you
Okay.
very clearly, Vishnu.
Okay.
You
My
can go
question
ahead.
is,
Request
is there
other
any
participants.
possible?
Excuse me.
Okay.
I request other participants to mute your mics.
Yes, Vishnu.
Yeah, Vishnu, you can.
Is there any possibility, sir, that our degree is life science, right? Is there any possibility that we can shift to the software domain? I mean, completely software, not pharmacovigilance or clinical research, not like that. Like directly software domain, like engineering candidates do now. Is there any possibility for we can shift to that, or is it mandatory to have an engineering degree in hand?
And you said you are from PharmD, right? The scope and the vision of PharmD, what? So we need to serve the society directly and indirectly. We already have both, right?
Yes, sir.
So then why you are planning to shift? Why? You
don't
would
know.
have choose the engineering, right? Yeah.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah. My
Things happened. I don't know where to go. I am interested in my third field. If I'm eligible, that's why I'm thinking to now. I'm planning to go now. But is it possible because you have years experience? Maybe you can know something about this
exactly.
in
I
companies.
can let you
Yes.
know what my suggestion is here on this platform. Kindly don't deviate what you studied, right? And this is
Okay.
an excellent platform. We can directly and indirectly serve the society, right? The patient safety. We are taking care of well-being of a society. It comes for everyone, right? It won't possible for everyone. We have to feel like it's a God gift, right? Through pharmacy, we are studying. We are the persons like to do several works and several activities, like a doctor, right? Like a nurse. Kindly don't deviate your study and the course. And I can suggest you, instead of going for the particular and direct engineering domains and the job opportunities, you can go ahead with the software domains we do have, right?
Yes.
Like pharmacovigilance, medical writing, medical devices. Those also we used to call software domains only. Okay, you can reach your goals towards that. You already have a plan, then you can execute. That's it. Kindly don't interchange the process.
From a lot of persons, I got information that if it is a small company, I'm thinking to plan Python, Java, it's all different languages. If I learn that and if I go into the company, whether they recruit or not, I just want to know whether they recruit or not. If they are not recruiting us, why should I? I want to know whether I can go or not.
I can
still bit in a
For even our like, I just applied for the opportunity as a pharmacy.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Do you recruit me?
No, sir.
Simple answer. Make it possible. Everything is possible in our life, right? You have to search for the opportunity instead of making that is complex. As I told you previously, kindly don't make complex. Okay. Okay. What are the possibilities we do have? We do have a lot of possibilities, man. Yes, I do. I just know that you want to shift your domain as a software culture opportunities and all. Then you can
Yes,
make it yourself in our pharma domain only instead of going further. Got it? Slowly told.
The main thing is that I up to now what I know is in my domain there is no career. Up to now lot will say there is career and everything.
No.
But
Who
I
told
think
that? Who told that? You can take me
lot
an
of
example. You can
yes,
take
yes,
me an example. Many people are there in LinkedIn. You can check with everyone who done Farm
yes,
D,
yes,
B Farm and M Farm. Then why we
yes, yes.
people are criticizing ourselves only? Why? Why we are putting ourselves to the down? Why? It's our
Because the thing
family, it's
is
our society. Why? You have
yes,
to tell others. You can encourage others to join pharmacy only, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Because the
pharmacy.
thing is in our field, if we have any 5 years or 3 years or any experience,
Hmm.
the salary will be only around 50 or something.
Do you
If we go
believe?
shift to software domain, if we have
See,
experience more, yes, sir.
on this live session, I can't able to tell that. I want to let you know one thing.
Okay, sir.
So
Can you
because
ping
why
me
I'm
your
telling you
number?
all this?
Can you ping me your
Yeah,
number?
yeah.
I just talk to you.
Yeah, sure. What I am telling you, and the final conclusion here,
Okay, sir.
with my 9.5 years experience, in the
Okay, sir.
month of December 2021, I got an opportunity with Philips in Netherlands. Do you believe
Okay.
the offer with 75 lakhs?
75 inch.
That's it
Okay,
simple.
sir.
That's it simple. That's it simple. This is a live example. For Clinoxis Solutions Private Limited, to establish this, I want to do something to the society. I just left with that offer. You are the one who told right previously. We don't have
Yes.
opportunities. No, we have
Yes.
opportunities. We don't have a career view. How we need to go, where we need to go. Got it?
I'm not telling you we don't have opportunities. So I just want to say we have opportunity, but our growth is not that much high. That's why I'm thinking to shift to that domain.
Okay. If
That's
you
it.
have any further questions, you can call us and I will clarify your doubts. I'm going to present my
Okay, sir.
screen
Okay,
again.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, and you can note our number. Not an issue. I'm a certified career counselor also. Yeah, you can also save my number. Yeah, guys, anyone, do you have any questions? I appreciate your question, Vishnu. Thank you so much. Anyone? Any questions?
I request Dr. Disastri sir to propose his vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank our chairman, TCS Silvarao sir, for his constant support and encouragement. I would also like to thank our director and President IPA, Dr. T. Narayana, for always guiding us and showing us the path to how to carry forward the things. I would also like to thank our principal, Dr. G. Sumata Madam, for always being with us. Whatever we do. Next, most importantly, our today's chief guest, Mr. Satish, CEO Clinox Solutions Private Limited, Hyderabad, for his wonderful session. I am sure this will have a better impact on our students. I would also like to thank our IIT President, Dr. G. Sumalata Madam, and IIT Convener, Vice Principal, NAC Coordinator, Dr. D. Srilakshmi, Mrs. K.T.S. Ranita, Mrs. P. Aruna Kumari, in doing all the hard work and getting this impact series to our institution. Thank you very much. And last but not the least, I would like to thank all our teaching staff and all the participants and delegates of other institutions and universities being here with us. Thank you all.
Yeah, once again,
Thank you, sir.
once again, thanks for giving me this wonderful opportunity, Dr. T.V. Narayana sir and Dr. Sumlata ma'am, Dr. Srilakshmi ma'am. Thanks for giving this wonderful opportunity to interact with the people and giving them very good career guidance on and particularly the title of how to become an entrepreneur. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now we shall continue with the second session. Now I request Dr. K. Rajarajeshwari, Professor and HOD of Regulatory Affairs from Pullareddy Institute of Pharmacy, Hyderabad. She has a vast experience in academics and experience quality assurance of pharmaceuticals. And she pursued her PhD from JNTUH and awarded her degree in 2014. She has over 20 plus publications in well-reputed journals, research as well as the review publications, and she was being chairperson for many sessions of international conferences which were held in various places. Now I request Dr. K. Rajarajeshwari ma'am to start your session. Ma'am? Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Just 2 minutes. I think ma'am is connecting now. Just for 2 minutes. Ma'am, you can start with the presentation, ma'am.
We are unable to hear the madam voice, ma'am.
Yeah, just a second, sir.
Hello? Hello, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Your voice is audible now.
Okay. Now, shall I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the screen seen?
Your screen is visible, ma'am.
Okay. Please. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulty here. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me today. I am Dr. Radhikajeshwari. I'm from Hyderabad. I'm thankful for the faculty who introduced me. First of all, I'd like my thanks to Dr. T.V. Narayan sir, Dr. Sumlata madam, and Dr. Sri Lakshmi madam, and all other faculty members for giving me such a beautiful opportunity to present my research findings exclusively on regulatory affairs that are related to the clinical trials. Before I start, my dear students and all the participants, when any new drug or device or a surgical procedure or any treatment or some potential medical innovation is developed, it must be thoroughly checked or tested to ensure that is safe and which is very much used for the purpose it has to be done so far. And my interest lies in clinical trials because whatever we design and develop without confirming in the clinical trials, the product cannot reach the market. So regulatory affairs is such a beautiful profession developed by the governments to protect the public health by controlling the safety and efficacy of the products. My dear students, intention, I just a small case study on various regulatory strategies to overcome the commonly observed deficiencies in clinical trials. Is my screen seen, all of it? I feel that.
Madam, screen is visible.
Okay. Is it okay? So,
Yeah, madam. Okay.
yeah, yes. Whenever we talk about the regulatory affairs and the clinical practices, GCP is the mandate. GCP, as you all know, this is a good clinical practice, and for the purpose of ethically confirming the testing procedures and conducting the clinical trials, even the recording and reporting the data. All this comes under the good clinical practices. So it is an internationally observed quality standards. Okay, and then we have ICH. As you know, ICH is developed to improve the compliance with the standards to prevent any malformations and also during the research to ensure the safety and well-being of any clinical trial and also for the safety of the subjects. Subjects are nothing but the human volunteers which are involved in the clinical trial, and also to get greater harmonization in the interpretation and application of technical guidelines for the product registration. This is all not new for you all, but after the declaration of Helsinki, the clinical trials have become credible. So, in order to lead the harmonization, to maintain the safeguards on the three aspects of quality, safety, and efficacy, all the regulatory bodies sat together and they have formulated various quality guidelines called as ICH. ICH is nothing but the International Council for Harmonization, as you all know this. And then we have a different aspect here called FAERS, which is given by the FDA. This is a special dashboard which can be viewed in the website. The way how various adverse events are reported. My dear students, if any clinical research or trial is going on, particular human subjects. The trial master plan will include some databases where any reports related to the adverse events can be included, and they have to be uploaded in the FDA website. Because in future, if any untoward events are occurring in the market, they should be reported easily. And they may take the next step either to stop the trial at once or to continue later. So this is called the FAIRS report system, which includes for both the drugs and the biological products also. So the dashboard will contain information related to the direct reports, which can be given directly by the organizations, or sometimes mandatory reports will be taken from the organizations from different third parties, and then even expedited reviews and non-expedited reviews also will be included. This information is generally useful for those who are aspiring to come into the clinical research, or sometimes related to the clinical trial master plans, or in the field of clinical data management. These are the different opportunities for various aspirants who completed their Pharma D or master's courses. So I just wanted to let you know that if you are into these type of fields, my dear students, you can take this as a what's it called, recovery time, so that you can make yourself so responsible for the jobs you are related to. So I just wanted to tell you very important facts about the clinical trials that is in the present scenario. Do you know that about 90% of clinical trials which were conducted are being failed? And we know like different movies are also available now on the OTT platforms like web series and all. We happen to get so much of information, like even after completion of phase 1 trial, most of the clinical trials are being rejected. That means why they are rejected at this moment? Actually, if any clinical trial has to be proceeded, they should be confirmed with the safety. That safety is to be done in the either 0 phase or in the preclinical study. After confirmation of the safety only, the clinical trials are to be actually initiated. And one more important fact about the drug discovery is about $1 to $2 billion are being invested for about one clinical trial. And each clinical trial is taking around 10 to 15 years for a successful outcome. So for any pharmaceutical company or the research organization, the biggest achievement is to confirm the safety initially in the phase 1 itself. But out of 10 clinical trials or 10 drug products which are passed in the phase 1, they are failing in the subsequent phases of phase 2 to 4. I think you all might be knowing there are different phases in the clinical trials, because we'll be studying in various types. Okay. And my study included both the US FDA and the European Medicines Agency. For the convenience of the students and for the research scholars, if they wanted to do any case studies, please follow the marketing strategies and how the regulatory bodies are publishing the official information. This information I got from the website. For the information of the students, I just wanted to let you know that around 4,000 clinical trials are authorized every year by the European Medicines Agency. And if you come to the US FDA, 1,000 clinical trials, around 400 to 300 are being stopped or rejected in the phase 1 itself. So these rejections are generally given in the form of warning letters. The US FDA will issue some warning letter for the organization to know that their process, whatever is being done, is either wrong or to be corrected. So the warning letters will be of both sides. they can either indicate some stoppages, or they can also indicate whether the process can be continued with small modifications. So for the convenience of the students, in the year 2020, around 635 warning letters were issued by FDA, and in 2021, 682 warning letters were issued, and the number has come down because of the COVID. The regulatory agency has been strengthened over all guidelines. So each and every phases were monitored very, very clearly and strictly. So if you can notice, the number has come down to 336. The same process is done by the issuance of non-compliance letters by the European Medicines Agency. The number, it is very, very less. But this doesn't mean that US FDA is making the conditions very loose for the organizations. But even the European Medicines Agency is as such strict like the FDA, but the way how regulatory bodies are working is different. So in 2020, there was only 4 issuance of letters for the organizations, and in 2022 till now, that means this information was collected till yesterday, only 1 non-compliance letter has been issued by the European Medicines Agency. So how, on what basis these letters will be issued? This is a type of process how the European Medicines Agency will follow. For example, if any trial is indicating some life-threatening or serious risk to the health of the human volunteer in phase 1 itself, then they call it as class 1 recall. I repeat, this is the class 1 recall where it may lead to the death of the patient or some life-threatening risk. So that cannot be proceeded further. Such types of phases will be immediately stopped. And in the case of minor or small life-threatening risk, but at the same time it can be modified, and even in the improvement of the treatment procedures, if that defect can be corrected, still some modification is required in the trial procedure, then they call it as a class 2 recall. That means the organizations, they should meet the particular regulatory authority and get some suggestions, either in the form of institutional review board, or with they should talk with the principal investigator where some procedures are to be modified so that the risk of the health of the particular human being can be reduced. So this is called as a class 2 recall. And finally, some harm is caused to the patient or to the human volunteer, but still there is no much non-compliance. Then it is called as a class 3 recall. This is a bit different with that of the US FDA. I will be dealing in the next slides. For the information of the aspirants, I just wanted to know that quality defects in whatever means, either in the good manufacturing practices or good clinical practices or laboratory practices or vigilance practices, they have different sessions separately. That means in the formulation unit, they inspect only the formulation activities, like the documentation and all. And when the clinical trials are going on, they treat it as separate entity. So the clinical practices wherever are being conducted, right from the sponsor till the output of the result, each and every process is being monitored. This is generally done by the BIMO practice, Bio Research Monitoring Program. BIMO is nothing but Bio Research Monitoring Program. So for each and every step, the authorities are going to inspect the premises, and they just wanted to supervise if the process and principles are regularly followed or not. So in all aspects, they don't combine each and everything. So for vigilance, we have a separate unit called clinical vigilance properties, and for herbal products, we have a separate unit. For medicinal products intended for human use, we have a separate entity. So each and every group is going to inspect. and give the quality defects to the organization if any corrections are to be done. So for the convenience of the students, I just gave the information from 2016 to 2020 because from 21 the information is not published. Why? Because it is the matter of the fame for the particular organization. The organizations have requested the authorities. So that information is not published from 21 onwards. But before that, we have, if you can see the slide, class 1 recalls in the year 2016 is around 8 out of 16. But if you see in 2020, because of the stringency of the conditions and the regulatory bodies which are following, the number has come down to 0. This is a very good move by the organizations. Then a brief study was conducted by various research scholars all over the world, and they wanted to make out really the regulatory authorities are really following the procedures to confirm the clinical trial, because even in the preclinical level itself, they should confirm the toxicity and safety of the product. But how come they are being proven in the preclinical of phase 0, and why in phase 1 or phase 2 subsequent phases, why they are being showing any side effects and adverse events? To know this and to say that regulatory bodies are really following good conditions, a study was conducted. This information I collected from the Nature study. So lack of clinical efficacy is around 40 to 50%, why the clinical trials are failures. And if you see some toxic levels, during the preclinical level itself, they are unable to manage the toxicity by confirming the lethal dose and effective dose. So 30% of failures are just because of unmanageable toxicity. And sometimes, maybe in the formulation aspects or in the pre-formulation level, the drug properties are not studied properly. So maybe a chance of 10 to 15% of clinical trials are failed due to poor drug properties. And like bioavailability, bioequivalence, like that. And then, what is required in the market? Is it the product really reaching the required community to show its action? And commercially, what is its impact? So, based on the strategic planning also, the sponsors and the organizations are unable to meet the commercial needs of the public. So, this also is leading for a 10% failure of a clinical trial. This is a very good information, and this can be chosen for the convenience of the researchers. So, if you want, you can do a clinical study case study by selecting any of this option. So students, they can select this particular, for example, one option of unmanageable toxicity. So you can collect the data of preclinical trials from various websites or from journals, and then you can publish a case study. So this information will go to the websites, and the regulatory authorities will strictly monitor, and yes, in future, they even can consider such type of information and still beyond the limits also they can make the conditions very, very strict. And particularly in the case of FDA, how best the FDA is following various strategies to find out where is the actual mistake and how the clinical trials can be corrected for a fruitful output. So they have classified the malformations or the mistakes in the form of 3 types of observations, which are called as critical observations, major and minor observations. Excuse me. So Why is it critically required to observe? To find out or to confirm the safety, quality, and integrity of the data is really it's a hard task for the clinicians. So even if a small side effect is noticed, that can be considered as a potential risk in future. So we should not underestimate a small side effect. For example, everyone knows like non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs will have gastric irritation as a side effect. But how many doctors will generally consider that as a real-time side effect? Initially, when the patients will not consider that. Even then, the tablets are given, the medicines are prescribed, and maybe after prolonged usage, that simple gastric irritation is leading to a duodenal ulcer or a gastric ulcer, and maybe it is leading to the ligation of the particular area, which is really hazardous. That is the reason the regulatory bodies will never underestimate and will never demotivate the clinicians to underestimate any type of risk. The risk might be less or more, but even that each and everything is to be documented. So ICH always is very keen to note all such types of side effects, adverse events which are potential and non-potential also. So my study, I considered some clinical trials which were recalled by issuance of the warning letters in various aspects. And this can be a guidance for the future aspirants if they would like to get some job opportunities in clinical data management or medical coding or pharmacovigilance, whatever. They can consider these points very keenly because an error-free data is to be given as an outcome finally. So the would-be clinicians in whatever area they are working for, they can consider this with very, very critical points. See, if you see critical observations, they are not at all acceptable by the regulatory bodies. So any type of critical information is noted in any area, right from the preclinical level to the clinical phase 1 to 3, because at the end of phase 3, then if they are reporting any adverse events, there will be a huge loss. So in the phase 1 itself, they should completely confirm the safety of the study. So whatever major information is obtained in the form of a clinical trial master plan, right from the protocol, even in the protocol, some observations are noted to be critical. That may not be noted in the preparation of the design of the protocol, but the regulatory authorities, they have their own formats to confirm whether the protocol is correctly prepared or simply manipulated. So all manipulations also in such sense, some data will be rejected and even legally it is prosecuted. So these are classified under critical areas or observations. Then, what are the major? See, I am just going to give the slides how we define the critical observations and major observations also, and I would like to classified as major and critical. So any non-critical observation which is not at all compliant with the guidelines, but still upon modifications or re-inspection process can be corrected, those are generally included as major observations. In such case also, data is rejected and legal action is initiated, but still there is no much damage for the sponsor. They can correct it. And then the minor observations. See, as the area is coming down, I even reduce the font size. I hope you are able to see the screen. Can I get to know if the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am. The screen is visible.
So some conditions or practices during the trial are not expected to adversely affect any rights and safety of the subjects and also the quality and integrity of the data, but still small modifications are still required. Then also regulatory authorities are not going to accept this process, but still they give some time for the sponsor to correct it. So they are called as minor observations. So there is not much damage. I think 10 out of 10 clinical trials will have minor observations, but still they can correct it. So my dear students, this FDA, my more concentration is on FDA because it is widely accepted. Previously, US FDA authorities were never inspecting the premises. They just used to go through the documentation part and then they either approve or disapprove. But later on, with the introduction of this this is Bio Research Monitoring Program, every time the inspection is real time. That means during any of the phases, the authorities have the right to inspect the premises and they can demand for any of the document which is applied, which is a part of the clinical trial. So in what categories the FDA is going to monitor very strictly is the clinical investigator. Clinical investigator or principal investigator, they should be highly skilled, qualified, and practically able to handle all the processes. Okay, and then the sponsor, who is the funding agency, the monitor, that means the vigilance area, and the clinical organization. And sometimes, if it is a generic approvals, we just go for bioequivalency, and because the studies are done in very well-equipped, facilitated laboratory practice. So in this area also, inspections are stringent. And more precisely to tell, IRB, Institutional Review Board, is a key role player here because before we start the phase trials, it is the review board who is going to go through all the protocol and the entire process, and then if they approve only, the investigator should start the actual process. So any fault noticed or unnoticed in this area, it is the IRB who is going to face the circumstances. So IRB has more role to study and approve the entire protocol. So this is my own study where the FDA has classified the critical, major and minor observations and where some actions are noticed or taken and not taken. So in the first case, no action is indicated where no objectionable conditions or practices are found during the inspection, and so it is mentioned in green. That means the approval process is smooth. It can go for the next step. While in the second case, it is a voluntary action indicator where few objectionable practices are found, but still, in order to proceed for the next level, this level has to be corrected. So this is the area where corrective action, preventive action comes into force. That is in short called as CAPA, corrective action and preventive action. So the regulatory authorities will suggest or advise the documentation procedures to the investigators and the sponsors, and then they should re-edit, modify if required, and then the process should be reconducted. And then if it is done again, it can be included in the no reaction indicated subsection. Otherwise, this section is left as such. For example, if such corrections are not done and wantedly some malpractices are being done and misrepresentation of the data is there and some manipulations are wantedly done or some information is not given, in such case, their officially action is initiated by the authorities. That is called as official action indicator. So if this is initiated, that means it can tell indirectly that the particular trial has been stopped or terminated. So any clinical phases are stopped means it is because of the initiation of official action indication. So at this level, there is no possibility to continue the clinical trial. So most of the malfunctions of the clinical trials are ended or terminated only because of the objectionable practices. So in what case these observations are included in this? The first one, if you see, the minutes of meeting which were conducted before the protocol has been accepted and approved. See, even the attendance, the actions noticed, is the protocol presented properly or not? All the ethical guidelines are meeting or not? Each and everything should be mentioned in the minutes of meeting file. Otherwise, this also leads to the misrepresentation of the data, and so voluntary action will be initiated. The second one is failure to maintain copies. For example, one copy has to be given for the IRB for the review process. A protocol has to be maintained with the investigator and other board members also. And the investigator never tells the protocol is missing in the next stage. So this also leads to the misrepresentation of the data, and voluntary action can be initiated. Similarly, if the number of members in the IRB is not maintained, and if the number of members are frequently changed, that also leads to the rejection of the board committee. Similarly, if the written procedures, the quorum issues, see for example, out of so many procedures, only one or two procedures will be approved. So we have to give the entire information, and what is the official information that is approved also. That is called the quorum. And then as per the ICH, really the subpart T is completely filled or not. And is the information about the ethics and ethical guidelines and the informed consent forms are given or not? The human volunteers are completely educated about the trial. What are the benefits for them? All this information, if they are not represented in the application, then voluntary action is initiated and the trial can be. And then if officially information is to be given in the form of a warning letter to the organization, then what are the criteria the authorities are going to observe? If you see the first one, no written procedures. See, they orally tell that is not valid. Everything should be documented. And my dear students, as you all know now, this is online submissions. We have a separate format where submissions are done. So until unless we fill the data, we are not allowed to go to the next step. So written procedures are to be uploaded, and it depends upon the number of word count. So accordingly, we should give the information in a concise and precise and full information. So informed consent form is lacking the required elements like benefits, what are the hazards that are to be unlikely present, and is the volunteer really willing to participate? That information should be exchanged with the human volunteers. What is the exclusion criteria? What is the inclusion criteria? All this information should be given. And if it is not given officially, it is not liable to proceed further. Similarly, if any consistency in the quorum issues, that also is included in this. And then, if any IRB member is not willing to participate in the meeting, or if the IRB member has some conflicts with the clinical trials area, then also the same member is being continuously included in the IRB, then also it causes some confusion that there is some manipulation in the data. So authorities are not going to go further. Similarly, adequate records are maintained or not. And every time the same type of mistake, if it is done by the sponsor in the maintenance of the register, then obviously the trial is going to be terminated. Then, if any risk is noted in the earlier phases, how best the risk is treated? What are the possible safety measures that the sponsor is taking? This also is very critical. So if the information is not given properly, then also the trial is going to be rejected. Then what are the corrective actions? My dear students, the corrective action and preventive action should be noted. So if any adverse event is noted in future during any of the phases, before itself we should have a measure for that. That measure should be it's a prerequisite in the application. So if that information is left, that then also the trial is going to be recalled. Similarly, any falsification of records and the principal investigator is not having good record, then also the rejections have to proceeded. Okay. Then what are the various critical areas all are considered? This is for the convenience of the aspirants who wanted to go to the clinical research. See, if you wanted to get into this area, you should adequately maintain the review process, both the institutional ethics committee and institutional review boards. Similarly, whatever technicalities you have, right from the analysis to the pharmacological equipment or to the data, whatever, we should have certain SOPs, standard operating procedures. And for each and every process to start with, adequate meetings are to be conducted. And each and every meeting should be pre-noted, and whether the required meetings are fulfilled or not are also to be mentioned in the rosters. And then any miscommunications should be corrected immediately, and that also to be documented. So those miscommunications with the clinical investigator, with the sponsor, and clinical investigator with the organization, clinical investigator with the software developers, they also play a key role. So generally, when do we say that clinical investigator is to be very key in the following of various criteria to confirm that the investigational plan design is going on smoothly? First of all, it is the subject allotment. Selection of subjects is very easy. We can get the data from various hospitals and various other database sellers, but to the extent of how best the subject is to be included or excluded is very important. So various criteria like age, the history of the previous history of the patient, what are the disorders that the patient is suffering with, what are the testing procedures, everything is to be noted by the investigator. Then, if any protocol design is there, immediately during the review itself, it should be corrected. And the employees also are given some chance to give some ideas for any inclusion or exclusion of the protocol. For this reason, the investigator should actually present the protocol before the sponsor, and there should be some gap and time given for these inclusions and modifications to be done. Similarly, the principal investigator can also go for change in later stages. If he has some doubts in the protocol to be followed, and he has some doubts related to the future problems of serious adverse events, then the protocol can be rectified or modified at any stage with the consent of the sponsor. And this information should be compulsorily reported to the sponsor, and the same to be given to the authorities in the application process as per the Code of Federal Regulations. 21 CFR is the Code of Federal Regulations which are giving all these guidelines. I just advise the students to go to the websites and go through all these points. These are very educative. And this information, whatever to be likely to change, is to be given within 10 working days. Once the time is over and the IRB has approved, then if the investigator comes with modifications, again the process to be restarted. This process will be stopped at this moment, and again the entire protocol should be restarted. This is a huge process again. So the investigator should think and think every time to confirm his protocol. I think the 4th final year students will have this, the protocol design, report writing, etc. And there should be clear-cut information about the adverse events, because all these events will be noticed in the preclinical level itself. So whatever small event has been noted also should be recorded. Otherwise, officially failures will be taken place. Protocol deviations are also the next important criteria where a critical observation is done. That means if uncalibrated testing procedure, we use many equipment, analytical equipment, apparatus. So all these are to be regularly calibrated and validated. So if that documentation is not available also, it may lead to the deviation of the protocol, and this ultimately results in the rejection of the trial. Similarly, sometimes the investigator has to get the data from outside, third party. So how best that third party are following the protocols, because the patient may not be strictly maintained in the clinical research area. So the patient might be sent to outside also. So after going outside, is the patient taking any other medication? Is he smoking? Is he drinking? This information should be clearly maintained with the investigator, and they should instruct actually. The investigator should instruct the patient how best he should stick on to the guidelines. So he should be always in touch, at least for 6 months. And each and every data should be collected, the blood data, serum data, any adverse event, small adverse event noted also should be collected by the investigator. Sometimes principal investigator is in one area of the research, so co-investigators will take up the responsibility, and such information also should be clearly documented. Hope you're understanding. Now comes with the actions involved by the sponsor, monitor, and the CROs. So the monitoring should be very, very strict. As you all know, the pharmacovigilance is the key player here. So safety, considering the safety of the human beings or the human volunteers who are involved in the study, the sponsors should take very, very adequate steps to confirm the safety of the trial. Whatever happens during the trial should be immediately attended by means of medical team. So sponsor should take care that medical team should be employed 24/7, because we cannot expect at what stage some adverse events will be noticed. And even the some miscellaneous issues like informed consent form, if it is not given full information, incompletely written ICFs, or the patients or the human volunteers are not known proper information. Maybe sometimes illiterates are also enrolled. So it is the duty of the investigator and his team to read out all the conditions in both the languages. Actually, officially it should be in English, but regionally it is their action to be given in the form of their regional language, in whatever they have the language. So the volunteers will know 100% information about the informed consent form, and they will also know the benefits. If something is happening to them, what is the benefit for them in the monetary area or in the treatments of the surgical procedures? Everything should be clearly informed to the volunteers. Similarly, in the bioequivalence, I am giving a clear-cut information right from the investigator, protocol, and the sponsor, and now it comes to the bioequivalence study, where in the laboratory we confirm the formulations and then we study. So we have to compare. We have to compare with the innovator product. So each and every procedures followed in the previous areas should be mentioned here also. But generally, most of the organization will have least interest in this area, where they are likely to get rejection from the authorities. So my sincere advice for any of the clinical research technicians should follow very strict conditions even in the bioequivalence studies also. So this is my study done for a period of 2.5 years, where no action is indicated with the case of clinical investigator, with the case of review boards, with sponsors, biocleansing, laboratory procedures, etc. So officially, as you see, this is the information collected from the USFDA website. So from 2017 to 20, I did this study, and I could note that officially only 5% of rejections or in the form of warning letters were issued. But if you see voluntary actions indicated are about 32%, and it is 50% excess in the no action indications given. With this, we can know that BINO process is very strict and stringent. So no doubts, public can be relaxed, but because yes, regulatory authorities are looking after their roles and responsibilities in the correct way, that such that a very safe product is released into the market. So my dear students, this is the next level where in the approval, when we go for NDA, new drug approvals, where in which areas generally failures are happening. It is with the quality aspects in the quality control department or in the written procedures, in strict conditions are not followed. Sometimes the products are not studied for the stability pattern because it is the intention to release the product very fast into the market. They may do only short-term studies and accelerated studies, but in the long-term studies, maybe some degradation happens, and this may lead to the stability issues. So authorities are very keen on this study also. So it is mandatory for the organizations to conduct stability studies for long-term, short-term, and accelerated also, according to the convenience, or not only convenience, but also to get best approvals, and without any recalls or warning letters, they can do this work very correctly. And then it is also highlighted that falsifying the data is completely monitored very strictly. You can never manipulate the data because they have their own databases to correct and verify. So if any false information is given also, the system is not going to accept it. So we cannot go to the next level. So, and if at that stage, if the authorities are able to find out some mistake, then the entire data is going to be rejected. So sponsor always takes care at each and every level, the data is error-free. Similarly, if any data has to be somehow checked and sent to the next level, because sometimes we get the data from the CROs, or sometimes we get the data from the third parties. And sometimes if the particular CRO has no facility to collect the blood data, we get some data from other organizations as well. So are we going to inspect that area? Yes, authorities have the right to inspect that third party area also. So nowhere manipulations are allowed, nowhere omissions of data is allowed, and nowhere inadequate investigation of deviations are allowed. So altogether, finally they are going to give the best output in the form of clinical trial. Only at this level, the trials are going to be accepted. Hope you understand. This is also the same. And finally, I just wanted to conclude that for the successful conductance of clinical trials, in compliance with the regulatory requirements, say it is FDA or European Union or even CDSCO, whatever it is, the challenges are to be noticed initially during the phase start itself, and during the conductance also, each and every step, some validations have to be done, and each and every step have to be corrected. So CAPA is to be clearly utilized for each and every area, and quality should be confirmed. Finally, the integral and internal quality management system is to be followed by a separate group, and then the studies are conducted for the better compliance with the regulatory bodies, and with no rejections and recalls, the approvals can be granted. So finally, a safe, quality, efficacy product will reach the public, and they maintain the safety of the public. Thank you, Anurag. Hello.
Participants, if you have any questions, you can ask the speaker now. So now I request IIC coordinator Mrs. E. Arunakumari to propose vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Ma'am?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for participating in IIC Impact Lecture Series, Phase 1. Firstly, I would like to extend my gratitude to our Director and National President IPA, Dr. T.V. Narayana, for his support and encouragement. I thank our Principal and IIC President, Lady Boss, Dr. G. Sumulata, for standing as a pillar in organizing such events. Next, I would like to thank our Secretary, Dr. T. Bharat Vikas, for his encouragement in organizing such events. I extend my sincere thanks to our Vice Principal and IIC Convener, Dr. D. Sri Lakshmi Ma'am, for mentoring us to organize these activities. I extend my sincere thanks to today's speaker, Dr. K. Rajeshwari Ma'am, for taking time in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am. Not the least, I would like to thank all the participants, students, teaching and non-teaching staff of Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences for your support throughout the session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you everyone for the participation.
I just wanted to.
You will be receiving your certificates within 1 week, and do fill the feedback forms to receive your certificates. And please do attend the second phase 2 lectures also. The links will be shared shortly to everyone. Thank you.
Hello.
Madam, you want to talk something?
Yes, madam. I just.
Yeah, madam. Kindly, go.
Yes.
Please.
I just wanted to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. T.V. Narayan sir and Dr. Sumulata ma'am